Hey everybody, it's Scott Wall with Dairy Management Incorporated. I'm so happy to bring you another one of our interviews with some of our DMI leadership. And today I'm joined by Marie Splitstone. She is Senior Vice President of Global Innovation Partnerships for DMI. Marie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Excited to be here with you today and talk a little bit about our dairy partnerships.
Absolutely. It's always fun, getting to have conversations with you and your team about all the work we're doing with our partners. But today we're really going to focus in on that fluid milk space. I know there's an awful lot of going on in innovation. Have been doing this work for several years, but I know today I really want to zero in on what we're calling value-added products that we're working with dairy companies on. Let's start right there, though. When we talk about value-added, how do you define that?
That's a great question. Value added is really taking our great milk and doing something a little bit more. So maybe adding something, or sometimes in some cases, actually taking something away. An example will be more protein, more calcium, less sugar, or it could be addressing a consumer need of lactose free. So that would also fall into the value add. So sometimes, again, it's adding something to an already great product, but meeting a specific need for consumers. And sometimes it's even taking something away like sugar or lactose to meet a different consumer need. And all of those fall into what we call value add. A lot of them are addressing health needs. For example, you'll see people who want prebiotics or probiotics, and we can talk about that in more detail if you like, but sometimes it's putting in some of those things as well, that the consumers are wanting more functional benefits out of their beverages. And so we want to make sure that milk is delivering in that area as well.
You mentioned the consumer, and obviously it's such a different world these days. They're overwhelmed with options. And you think about when you and I were young, you walk into the case, not so many decisions to make there, but today they're overwhelmed with so many different options, and they have a different expectation too of what they're consuming. Knowing all the research we do on consumers, how does all that weigh in, with the work we're doing to try to meet those expectations? And exactly what are they after with milk?
That's a great question, because they really are wanting more. I mean, like you said, you go back even 5 to 10 years, let alone to when we were growing up, and say, gosh, what do I want to drink? Now there is just tons of options. And so the consumer is able to demand a lot more out of the beverages that they do pick, because they're not having more times where they're drinking milk. They just have more choices that maybe they'll pick something else. So we need to make sure that we're staying relevant, we're innovating in the category to bring them things that will deliver against what they want. And understanding first and foremost what the consumer's wanting and asking for is critical. So we talk a lot about meeting needs. We have calming needs, we have energy needs, we have digestive needs that are all becoming bigger and more important to consumers today. So we know that milk has the things to deliver against those, but maybe we haven't talked to consumers about it in that way, or sometimes we need to just enhance or value add products that deliver specifically against some of those areas. Energy, hydration is another big one. So we're seeing a lot of functional and performance related benefits that consumers are seeking out for their beverages. They also just want more. So before you might have said, oh, I'm drinking water to get hydrated, check. Now they're like, well, I want it to hydrate me. I think I want to get a little more calcium. I need more protein for energy. So they're wanting the same beverages to do more. So pretty demanding consumers, but we can meet the needs.
I prefer the simpler times, but anyway. So, one of the checkoff strategies is to work with and through partners. And we're doing that here in the fluid milk space with all these innovative efforts that you're talking about. Exactly who are we working with? What kind of companies and co-ops are we working with at this point?
We're working with all kinds of companies, from small startups that have an innovative idea that delivers uniquely against something consumers are looking for, to a lot of the big branded players, like our big co-ops and our big dairy processors. Really, the criterion is, are they bringing something consumers want to the market in a new and innovative way? And can it have a catalytic effect and really grow the dairy industry as a whole through whatever they're bringing, whether it's packaging innovation or product innovation or a new way of bringing a benefit to consumers in a functional way. So we've worked with a lot of different players. A new innovation that's just getting to the marketplace that we've been working on is with the Dairy Farmers of America group, and it's a good cultured probiotic milk. So it's really getting at people who want to have more probiotics, better digestive health, and they're looking to beverages to help do that. And this is a product that we've worked on with them, that they're launching, that we have very high expectations for. And I think it's going to have not only a positive effect for them, but for the industry as a whole.
One other group I wanted to hear some of your thoughts on is Milk Pep, the processor education program. This is the dairy processor checkoff, who we've worked with them in so many different ways over the years, but I know that relationship is really hitting new levels in this space. Can you talk a little bit about how we're working with Milk Pep here?
Absolutely. They're a great organization. We work with them on a lot of different places. We do research with them. And in fact, one area we've worked with them recently that's been very successful is our scientists are able to unlock the benefits and potential areas of making claims to consumers about our products. And we've done that. For example, finding out that, milk hydrates better than water is a very compelling and kind of a sort of, stops you in your tracks and you're like, really? And it makes people think. Milk Pep's then able to take that research and make claims in their advertising campaigns and spend behind it and educate consumers with that knowledge that our, checkoff scientists have been able to demonstrate and support so that you can make claims like that in the marketplace. So that's just one of many examples. We do research together where it's relevant, really partnering to drive dairy together.
Well, that's all great stuff. It's really an exciting time for fluid milk. And I'm so excited, as I know our farmers are too, to see all these innovations take place. So keep up the great work, you and that awesome team of yours. And it was so nice catching up with you today, Anne-Marie.
Wonderful. Thanks for the time. We're excited to help. It's a lot of fun.
And for dairy farmers who want to learn more about their dairy checkoff, be sure to visit usdairy.com.